Today, on Guess What I Found Out, we're talking about the most successful human species ever. Homo erectus, upright man, the OG world traveler and apex predator. They mastered fire, built shelters, crossed oceans, and outlasted every other Homo species by ages. Homo erectus existed for about 1.9 million years. Let that sink in. Dinosaurs had their run, but Homo erectus lasted even longer. We've barely begun. But let's back up. This story starts with a problem. Around 2.8 million years ago, the first members of genus Homo habilis, appeared. They used basic tools and faced constant danger from predators. Life was rough. Climates shifted. Habilis struggled to survive. Then, about 2 million years ago, something changed. Homo erectus emerged, and they did not come to play. Unlike any hominin before, Homo erectus hunted. Not scavenged, hunted. Medium and large game, rhinos, hippos, boars, deer, horses, elephants, even crocodiles. Bone piles show these hominins were apex predators. This changed everything. How they lived, organized, and spread across the planet. How did hominins manage this? It came down to key upgrades, especially the body. Homo erectus was tall, muscular, and had reinforced bones, built to take a beating. Wrestling wild animals. Structural integrity mattered, but endurance was key. Sweat glands let them outlast prey that couldn't cool off. Persistent hunting, chasing animals until they collapsed, was a real strategy. Their legs and fossil trackways show they were built for endurance. Third, and this is where things get interesting, tools. The Acheulean industry produced hand axes and cleavers nearly 2 million years ago, and they were used for over 1 million years. That's not a tool trend, that's a tool dynasty. Spears likely predated the oldest found, thanks to Homo erectus's modern-like shoulder for throwing. They weren't just poking things, they were launching projectiles from a safe distance. If you're enjoying this, now's a great time to like the video. Speaking of doing things together, Homo erectus did not hunt alone. Fossilized trackways from Kenya show coordinated group movement, 97 footprints from at least 20 individuals. One set appears to be all male, suggesting males hunted large game, while females gathered plant foods. This is our earliest evidence of hunter-gatherer social structure. Relying on big game had consequences. Local extinctions followed Homo erectus. Straight-tusked elephants vanished from the Levant. The giant turtle megalocalyes disappeared from Southeast Asia. As apex predators, they left a mark, but they also cared for each other. Compassion was quietly remarkable in this species. Large kills meant extra meat, and that meat got shared. We have evidence of toothless elderly who survived long after they could hunt. They were fed soft foods by others in their group. This may be the first healthcare system in human history. Not sophisticated, but present, deliberate, real. Let's talk about fire. Homo erectus and fire have a long history together. The oldest evidence of fire use by Homo erectus is about 1.5 million years ago. They maintained fires, not started them. Natural fires, sparked by lightning or volcanoes, were kept alive with slow-burning materials. Some researchers think there were dedicated firekeepers, an important job. Around 400,000 years ago, evidence shows Homo erectus learned to create fire from scratch, not just maintain it. This was a turning point. Fire brought warmth, protection, and let them reach colder places like Ice Age Europe. Cooking made food safer and boosted nutrition for their growing brains. And fire became a gathering point, maybe even sparking the beginnings of language and storytelling. Follow Guess What I Found Out for more history you never learned in school. Early researchers studied Turkana boy, a famous Homo erectus specimen, and thought his underdeveloped respiratory muscles meant complex speech was unlikely. But Turkana boy had pathologies, making him unrepresentative. Later, fossils showed brain and hyoid bones for basic vocalization. Not Shakespeare, but enough for group coordination and planning. Homo erectus built shelters. In Tanzania, a 1.7 million-year-old stone circle may be a primitive hut or windbreak. Later, sites in Germany show more advanced shelters, some surrounded by fire rings, letting Homo erectus survive in harsh climates. They wore animal hides for warmth and ventured onto water. Tools and fossils on islands like Flores and Timor, never connected by land, suggest planned raft voyages a million years ago. Let that adjust your priors about what primitive means. What's your take, Curious George? Which Homo erectus achievement amazes you most? Vote in the poll below or share a wild human evolution fact in the comments. Your fact could inspire a future video. How does a species this successful go extinct? Slowly, and at the hands of the planet itself. Homo erectus survived for nearly 2 million years. The last known population lived on Java, disappearing from the fossil record about 100,000 years ago, as rainforests replaced the open woodlands they relied on. Not a cataclysm, just a world that slowly stopped fitting them. Here's the thing about Homo erectus. Human progress isn't a straight line. Homo erectus built shelters before they mastered fire, crossed oceans before written language, and cared for each other when survival was never guaranteed. Their story isn't just a prelude to ours. It's a complete story of its own. Welcome to Guess What I Found Out.